Welcome to the 5th episode of this tutorial series. In this episode we will have a quick look at pagination and filtering by attribute. So we only want to display here the 3 recent post types. However, what happens, let me just quickly close these tabs. But what happens if we add one more page? Then it quickly becomes obvious that this somehow will break, or there's going to be more than 3. So let's just quickly create one more page that we then call my cactus. Now created one more page, and if we refresh the page here, we can see that we have more than one. I mean, if that's the goal you aim for, then it's totally okay, but we only want to display 3 here. So first of all, let's add some basic pagination method here. So we only limit it to 3. One way how you could do that is you only gonna loop here 3 times, but that's not really a good solution, because that means you still had to go and fetch all pages from the database. So that is like a really overkill solution. What you can do else, on the other hand, is there is this, like Concrete has a built-in pagination method. So we simply continue by ordering all of this. But before we already go ahead and get all the pages, we go ahead and we grab Pagination Pages. So I'm just going to call it Pagination. Instead of having the get results, we're going to go and get Pagination. So we already prepare Concrete 5 for pagination, and now we run some pagination methods on it. Set max per page. So we just define how many elements do we want per page. Since we only want to have 3, we're just going for 3. And then we also say from how many pages, or which page are we currently on. Set current page should be 1. So if you also want to create like a list of all elements and then you want to implement pagination, this would be the same setup. From there on, I then finally go again and I go and fetch all pages, so pagination, and then get current page results. And now Concrete should only display me 3 results here, which it does. Nice. Okay, we can see we have also some categories here. What if the user only wants to use the animals categories, so it doesn't want to show cars or plants? So that means we have to filter by our custom attribute that we created at one point. So probably you remember that we have these custom attributes that we created the select category, and then the user is able to select between animals, cars, and all the stuff. So we want now to go ahead, and whatever the user then selects in the composer, we only want them to go for those who have been selected with animals. To do that, again, inside here, we can do some filtering before we actually start like doing the sorting and get pagination. So instead of having the page type, we're gonna go for category type, and then instead of using the block page, we're going for every page that has the category, let's say animals. So we're going for animals. Then we go and filter by attributes instead of collection type handle. Filter by attribute. And that one takes, as you can see here, 3 parameters. First the handle, which means on what attribute is it that you want to filter on, then the value you want to filter on, and the comparison, which is by default equal. So page type is not what we want, category type. Then the second thing is, no, not category type. First we say what kind of attribute it is. And since the category selection attribute is called category selection, we're gonna say we want to filter on category selection attribute. We want to filter on the category type, which is animals here. And then we can use the third parameter, but we don't have to say only if it matches, return it to us. So you should now notice that animals, plants, and my builder better, these two will be shown, but the cars here will not be shown. And the cars is gone, and since my cactus also has the animals, that one will then be shown. I mean, we can also update this one again to only having plants and not animals. So now only the blog posts with animals are shown. So that is everything for custom blogs. For the global or for the content area, what we're now going to do in the next episode is we will have a look at global areas, because right now we only use local areas. Probably you remember inside themes, and then for example the default. So we use this concrete 5 methods called new area, or these classes, where we then create one local area, which we then can use to insert some blocks. But now in the next episode, we're going to have a look at global areas, which means we only have to change it on one page, and then it will be updated on every page. And how do we actually implement a navigation here, so that we get all the pages there exist in navigation, and also how do we then use the global area for the footer copyright. Until next episode then.